Who in the world would not like watching movies? We all love movies. That is the reason why every year there are over 25 or 100 new movie releases all around the world. But hey, do we see every one of those movies? Of course not. We just want to see the best ones that are worth our money and our time. So let's have a look at the top 10 highest grossing movies of all times, or in our words, the Wonder X movies of all times. Starting with number 10, Frozen 2. This movie was released in the year 2019 by Disney and was the second chapter of Frozen 2 series. And even after being an animated movie, this movie won the hearts of many adults and not just kids. And it managed to earn a mind-blowing revenue of $1.44 billion and made about $970 million from the international box office alone. Whoa, that's a quite big amount. To give an even better idea of how much this money is, here's a fun fact. If you have this much money with you and you want to buy a car, then you can buy the most expensive car on the planet about 300 times. Sound fascinating, isn't it? Coming at number 9, we have The Avengers. The Avengers was one of the most loved movies in 2012 and made about 15 records in that year. The Avengers is still a very close to heart movie for any Marvel fan out there, including me. This movie had all the heroes teaming up and saving the world from the army of Loki. But hey, how much did the Avengers make? Well, it managed to make $1.51 billion around the world, in which close to 900 million just came from the international box office. To give you an even better idea of how much this money actually is, here's a fun fact. So if you have $1 bills worth $1.51 billion and you place them close to each other, then you can cover approximately 3,800 acres of land. But you better not start doing it, because you never know where the wind can take your money. Coming at number 8, we have Furious 7. Now whoever in the world loves cars might not have missed any of the Fast and Furious movies. Furious 7 was the 7th part of the Fast and Furious series, and even though the actor Paul Walker actually died while the movie was in the production, it became the most loved movie of the whole series. Other than that, Furious 7 got nominated in over 20 award ceremonies in different categories and won 8 awards in year 2015 and 2016. The revenue of the movie totally reflects the love it got from the audience. The movie made $1.51 billion, in which $1.1 billion just came from the international box office. For a better understanding of this amount, here's a fun fact for you. This amount is so big that close to 500 people combined can spend this in their lifetimes and they won't have to earn a single penny. Now that's a lot, isn't it? At number 7, we have Lion King. The Lion King is the highest grossing animated movie of all time. And even though people doubt it, that the movie is a shot-by-shot replica of The Lion King released in 1994, the directors were able to prove them wrong by giving it a new feel and by adding significant changes, which eventually made people love the movie. This movie not just won hearts, but also managed to make $1.6 billion, in which more than $1.1 billion came from the international box office alone. Well, if you have this amount of money and you want to buy a house, then you can buy the most expensive house in America close to 3 times. And still, you'll be left with enough money that you can throw a housewarming party to your friends and family. Coming at number 6, Jurassic World. Well, the closest image that most of us have of dinosaurs will be from the Jurassic Park movies, isn't it? The image tells you that they were not just big but scary as well. The Jurassic World was the 4th chapter of the Jurassic Park franchise and was also the most successful. The movie also got nominated in different categories and won 4 awards in the year 2015 and 2016. Due to the success of the movie, it managed to get $1.66 billion. Now, if you have this amount of money and you want to go somewhere out of the world, then go ahead and book a ticket to Moon with SpaceX. And you can do that not just once but 29 times. Whoa, that sounds like a hell of a trip. We appreciate you sticking around till now, and we would love you even more if you can take a minute and subscribe to Wonder X, where we upload similar mind-blowing videos. Moving to number 5, Avengers Infinity War. Oh snap. Yeah, the snap was all it took for Thanos to wipe half of the population of the whole universe. But before the snap, he literally pissed everyone off. Even when the ending of the movie was pretty sad, people were more interested to know what will happen in the endgame than they were about the ending of Infinity War. And after that, everyone in the world started proposing theories about what will happen in the endgame. And due to so much popularity of the movie, the Avengers Infinity War managed to make $2.04 billion all over the globe. And if you have this amount of money, then you can buy the most expensive house on the planet named Antilia. And all you gotta do is convince Mukesh Ambani to sell his house to you. That's never gonna happen. Anyway, at number 4 we have Star Wars The Force Awakens. The film smashed several box office records during its theatrical run. It was the quickest ever film to pass $1 billion mark in just 12 days. It was also the highest grossing film of 2015, and not just that, the highest grossing Star Wars films so far. And other than that, it was also the highest grossing film released by Walt Disney Studios. So if you are a Star Wars fan, then congratulations, you have contributed to this success as well. I mean, only if you have paid for the tickets yourself and not made your friends sponsor it for you. The success of the movie in terms of revenue is $2.06 billion, and this film did exceptionally well in both the domestic and the international box offices. And this amount of money will be enough for you to buy 2 SpaceX rockets, but make sure you have extra garage space for them. So now, we're here. The top 3 spots are coming right to you. So coming at number 3, Titanic. Well, who doesn't know about Titanic? Other than being the only drama movie in the list, Titanic is the only movie in the top 10 highest grossing movies which was released before the year 2000. And you might be already knowing that Titanic is based on the real life story of the ship Titanic that sank in the sea due to collision with a huge iceberg. And I will be lying if I say that we didn't cry when Jack died. And the fans of the movie can fight till the ends of the earth to prove whether there was enough space on the plank or not. And due to the massive success of the movie, the Titanic managed to make $2.2 billion, in which more than $1.5 billion came from the international box office alone. Now, again, to give you a better idea of how much this money is, here's a fun fact. So if you manage to get your hands on $2.2 billion, then you can buy approximately 1 billion burgers from McDonald's, which you and your family will be able to finish in next 200 years. Just kidding. Coming to number 2 and my personal favorite, Avengers Endgame. The Avengers Endgame was the last sequel of the Avengers, where all our favorite heroes came together and beat the shit out of Thanos and his army. Sorry for my language. And in the very end of the movie, Iron Man said the 4 magical words.
And I am Iron Man.
And the kind of love this movie gained from the audience made it the highest grossing superhero movie of all time. These Marvel movies, I tell you, phew, they are not just hard winners, they are also money making machines. Well, talking about the money, the Endgame made a massive collection of $2.79 billion. To give you a better idea of how much this money is so much that you can buy the White House with this kind of money approximately 8 times. I wish I could buy that. Never mind. Moving to number 1, the movie which is the top grossing movie of all times, which beats the Avengers by a very small margin, is Avatar. Avatar was released in the year 2009 and was on the second spot until the re-release of the movie. And in just 2 days after the re-release, Avatar again became the highest grossing movie. And as per the announcements by the directors, there will be sequels of the movie, the first of which is supposed to come in 2022. Just think, if the first movie became so successful, what can the other sequels do? Speaking of success, the Avatar collected a massive amount of $2.8 billion. And to give you a better idea about that amount, then here's a fun fact. With $2.8 billion, you can buy the whole Burj Khalifa about 2 times. Now, how's that for a comparison? So there you go. You've seen it all, and since you stuck around till now, make sure you hit that like button so that we can keep making such videos for you. And if you think we were wrong at some stat related to the movies, then go ahead and correct us in the comments. We will love to hear from you. And now you can go and watch these 2 amazing videos.